Peter, royalty with a difference for you. Peter Mayle. Faye Weldon.
Yes, Faye Weldon. Gorgeous, aren't they?
Sorry to be keeping you up. Salman Rushdie.
And that
Her Majesty
well-known
the Queen.
German-speaking. That's Fräulein von Buckingham.
That's the danger of sun lamps there, look.
Everybody apart from Fräulein Windsor, or Frau Windsor, have at one time or another worked as copywriters in advertising agencies. Faye Weldon wrote, Go to work on an egg, or a leg, I forget which.
Yes. And the Queen?
She didn't. So
she was used in an advert. Well, that's a
for Benetton.
Yeah. Very good. A perfect answer for 2 points. It's that all of them wrote famous advertising campaigns, except the Queen, who is a famous advertising campaign for Benetton. If the Queen and all her children were black, it would be interesting to see how many of her grandchildren would be. Peter Mayle wrote the line, "Nice one, Cyril," for a Wonderloaf commercial. What a shame he hasn't written anything of comparable literary value since. And Salman Rushdie wrote the Aero slogans, "Delectabubble" and "Incredibubble." And now, of course, he's in serious trouble bubble. Jonathan, 4 young upstarts for you. Lord Grade.
Of course, Lord Grade.
Lady Grade.
Oh, yes.
James Gilby.
His mouth.
And your mate, Jeremy Beadle.
Ah, yes. Gilby, we know better as Squidgy, of course, don't we? So have all but Lady Grade had something going on with Princess Diana? Would that be...
Well, you said that.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that. I was merely testing the water and you misheard me due to the amount of fuzz in your ear. I think, no, what it might be is would it, a stab in the dark here, would it be that all but Lady Grade are practical jokers of some esteem because Beadle has tricked us all into thinking he's a television presenter? So that would...
Not the only one.
I'll tell you, it's that they all own video phones, apart from James Gilby, although I'm sure he'll be getting one just as soon as MI6 can install it. The video phones are now on sale and likely to catch on, so it could be the end of such phrases as, "I'm afraid I'm in a meeting," and "not at all, I've been up for hours." Also, burglars will no longer ring up to see if you're in, they'll ring up to see what you've got. And how big the dog is. And finally, Ian, John Burt, Paul McCartney, Bill Clinton, and J. Edgar Hoover.
They've all released singles. They've all been in bands.
J. Edgar Hoover's been in a band.
Yeah.
He was in the Hoover Tones.
Yeah. The Hoover Tones. Which became the Tremolos.
Oh, right, I remember.
Kathy Kirby toured with them.
That's right, yeah. Dave, Dee, Dozy, Beaky, Mick and J. Edgar Hoover.
Yes, it all comes flooding back.
McCartney was always being caught with dope. Bill Clinton admitted he smoked it but didn't inhale. No. Edgar Hoover was just wild on smack the whole time he was running the FBI.
And he was knee-deep in whores and smack, wasn't he?
He was. Knee-deep?
And the Bishop popped round as well.
Can you be knee-deep in whores? I suppose you can, yeah.
Don't even think about it.
Oh, it's too late, I've started now.
No. I better give you the answer rather quickly, I think.
No, don't disturb me, I'm all right. OK, I'm ready now.
Right, OK. The answer is J. Edgar Hoover, as all the others gave their wives a job. Whereas Hoover gave his boyfriend, Clyde Tolson, a job as Deputy Director of the FBI.
And some very nice lingerie as well, I was told.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
I thought Hillary gave Bill a job, didn't she?
Possibly vice versa, I don't know.
President of the US he got, not bad.
I wonder which
Hoover sucks but did not inhale.
I'm so glad it was you that said that. Yes.
I've got this horrible feeling the last thing I see before I close my eyes for sleep tonight will be the picture you just put in my mind.
John Burt Limited employed his wife, Mrs. Jane Burt Enterprises Incorporated PLC, as his secretary, and Macca gave his wife Linda the job of singing on his records, and who knows, one day she may manage it. Which marital bliss brings us to the final death throes of round 3, and the current concern surrounds neither team because they both have a fulsome 9 points. And so we gird our collective loins for the onslaught of our missing words round. Ian and Jonathan, you go first. Tory row as Major makes a date with who?
With Geoffrey Archer's gardener. Would that be? Because that was used to be a man,
Yes.
and has gone in for a bit of gender realignment. Was Richard Overy, is now Rachel Testicle, I believe. And
Euro duck.
Am I?
He's making a date with Salman Rushdie.
Salmon
is he?
Rushdie.
Next. Offenders given what under new law?
A really big party with a big bouncy castle on the front lawn under new law.
Given
true,
key
but
to
it's not
sell.
us.
Given guns, drugs, stolen cars.
I
Edgar
won't,
Hoover's
actually,
underwear?
Thank you. No.
Is it
Soft
good-
sentences is in fact
Are they?
the answer that.
Is that
you
sort of
probably
extra
wouldn't
English
have
then, soft sentences? Is that kind of...
Quite
they talk to
possibly.
them in a way they
Judge
can
says,
understand?
I'll give you 12 years.
12 years for messing about and stop it, you're on your bleeding bike.
Yes.
That was my Paul Merton impersonation. That was good, wasn't
It
it?
was uncanny. Health Service faces pressure to team up with who?
Group 4 security.
Is it Ernie Wise?
Not as far as we know. Private sector is a slightly disappointing answer.
Sector privé.
The priest did what at Trivial Pursuit?
Priests are absolutely crap at Trivial Pursuit.
Not as such. Stole my wife is in fact the slightly strange answer. Paul and Peter, yours begin like this. Cocaine has left my brain what, says David Bowie?
In better shape than ever.
Is it in Chiswick? It's like a sieve, isn't it? He said like in tatters. Or
Absolutely
a sieve.
right, 2
Full
points.
of holes.
Like a sieve is correct. What put spark back in sex life?
Electric chair.
No,
Janet
it's
Street Porter.
animals.
Animals.
It's a sort of
Nylon
animal.
sheets.
Bull put spark back in sex life. Next, BBC plans epic hunt for what?
Angus Deayton's ear hair clipper.
Yeti.
Is correct.
Yes,
Yeti.
And finally, Tories seek to delay what?
Their inevitable dismal failure and collapse. Maybe. I don't know.
That'll bring the Tories down.
Moment
No,
of sexual ecstasy.
I won't, thank you, no. Royal male breakup is the answer you probably weren't going to get. All of which mental floundering brings us spinning to the end of tonight's contest, and the sad conclusion, for them anyway, is that this week's non-starters are Ian and Jonathan with 11, and this week's runaway successes are Paul and Peter with 13. So a couple of free air tickets to America for our winners, a couple of free Hoovers to our losers. But before they slope off into the night, it's time to briefly regurgitate our caption competition. Paul and Peter, yours is this.
Oh, what have you done with my hat, you stupid cow?
Oh, I know
I
what
think
he's
he's
saying.
asking her to remove her left thumb from somewhere, isn't he? Wouldn't that be?
Ian and Jonathan, this was yours, I believe.
Queen Mother saying, is there a buffet on it?
Giant Queen Mother causes real chaos. That yellow paint on the
Daily
front
Mail.
of the train is the same colour as her teeth. And they actually went to her for the original colour.
You can buy that as part of the new Dulux range, you know.
right,
Like you can get the peach blossom white and you get the Queen's mum stinky old teeth white as well.
And on which familiar note, we say thank you to our panellists, Ian Hislop and Jonathan Ross, Paul Merton and Peter Cook. And I leave you with news that following a gruelling tour of duty in Eastern Europe, British soldiers get into practice for a well-deserved 1830 holiday. Back home, there are initial reports that privatising the London Southend rail line hasn't eased overcrowding. And in London, the FA opens the brand new George Best School of Football Excellence. Good night.
And the two teams are liable to be...